Our next announcement is a very exciting one, and I would like to invite Dr. Maura O'Neill from USAID to join me at the podium to make our next announcement.
Thank you so much. I guess you're going to come back up here, right? That's okay. I have a son who is a college and pro basketball player, so I could just channel him for a minute. Anyways, I'm delighted to be here, and it's a particularly special moment for me because for many of you in the room, this is an issue that you've cared deeply about for most of your life, either because you've been a victim of this or you've seen an urgent need. And so when GSMA came to us, with Secretary Clinton and Ambassador Vivier and said that there was this gap and that they wanted to see how we could work together and that their goal was 150 million reduction in 3 years. I thought I actually saw the piece of paper wrong when they said 3 years. I'm an entrepreneur by background. I love huge goals, and I said, wow, that is awesome. And so I also knew that if there was any hope and any chance that that would work, that we had to throw in our towel. We had to throw our resources behind it. And I encourage you to do today to be part of that movement as well, as Trina said. Oftentimes women are an afterthought, and too often people come up with very silly explanations for, well, she didn't really want that promotion. She didn't really want that car, etc. And so oftentimes we dismiss these markets when in fact they're just a set of cultural and economic barriers that prevent them from coming. So we met the GSMA people, Chris, Lawrence Yankovic, Trina, and the whole crew. We're so impressed about their commitment and their understanding, but also the kind of analytical leadership that they had provided with Cherie Blair Foundation, which I know Henrietta is here, and Vital Wave, who did the analysis to really begin to put some numbers around this so we could understand and to know where in the world this was happening and where we wanted to focus our attention. So on behalf of Secretary Clinton, Ambassador Vivier, USAID Administrator Shaw, I am delighted to announce a $500,000 grant today to GSMA mWomen, and we are particularly aimed at something those of which who are entrepreneurs or operators in the room will be particularly attuned to. And that is, as Trina said, this isn't a charity. We're not going to get this to be sustainable over time if we're either giving out phones or giving out minutes. That doesn't really work over the long haul. I told you I was an entrepreneur. I'm a business person. And so our support is going to go for building the business cases so that the operators and their boards can look at this, see what kind of profitable market it is, what kind of investment they need to make, and what kinds of messages and segmentation and marketing so that they can be as successful in businesses as Unilever have in targeting the bottom of the pyramid. So I'm delighted and feel honored that we as the U.S. government have launched this partnership with GSMA. And as I said, I hope that before you leave the room today, you will figure out how you and your organization can be part of this movement. Thank you and congratulations to GSMA.
Thank you, Maura. We're obviously thrilled, and where that grant will go is, as Maura said, to design the business case. We'll be working with a set of operators to figure out what is the right value proposition. There's a number of hypotheses on the table, but we need to understand that. But what we also need to do is, as I mentioned before, understand what women want. And what we've realized is that there is a complete dearth of research out there on this segment, particularly in emerging markets. And so we're going to be commissioning a 6-month piece of research focusing in South Asia, the Middle East, and Sub-Saharan Africa, where the gender gaps are largest, to not understand just what women want on their phones, because that's a bit of a misnomer. We can figure out how to put it on your phone. The question is, what is it that you want? What do you need? Is it healthcare? We say it's healthcare, but maybe we're wrong. And so we need to go out and ask those questions. So this time next year, at our next mWomen seminar at Mobile World Congress, we will be releasing the findings of this piece of work. So we will be sharing with everyone here and throughout the world what the business case is and what that research shows so that we can continue to catalyze these exciting opportunities.